Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about what to do in case you get into an accident and then what the claims process looks like when you do have a car accident and you need to file an insurance claim. Let's get started. So first I'm going to advise is take your time. Oftentimes the shock of an accident will send adrenaline through your body and you won't feel pain. You won't be making good decisions. So just sit still for a little while, a minute or two, let your body kind of relax, take some deep breaths, check on you and your passengers. If you feel back or neck pain, that might indicate a spinal injury, which further movement might actually create some paralysis. So best bet if you hurt your back or neck is just sit still in your seat and wait for help to arrive. If you can, call 911 or ask someone to call 911. You should even report minor accidents to 911, even just little fender benders where you're like, it's not that big a deal. You might find that the other parties might later claim that they were badly injured and then have a claim against your account. And they might even claim that you left the scene. So best thing to do, call 911, wait for the police to arrive, or follow their instructions. Never leave the scene of an accident, especially if there's any possibility of injuries. That can be a criminal account if you leave the scene of an accident. If your car is safe to drive, you can drive it to the side of the road and then move to safety yourself, even if that means exiting your vehicle. Remember that other cars might be crashing into a crash. That's not uncommon. Even if the engine's not running but the car is badly damaged, you should put the car in park and turn the ignition to off. That will disengage the electrical system for the majority of the car and allow you to avoid sparks and things that might ignite fluids. And then turn on your hazard lights, those blinking lights to help everybody see that you're there if the vehicle is still working. Next thing to do, if everyone's uninjured, you can just exchange contact information and insurance information with all the other drivers around. Best thing to do is just take a photo of everyone's insurance card. You should have in your vehicle at all times your insurance card. They'll have your policy number on it, your name, and all those important information about your insurance company. Make sure everybody has that information with each other. You're going to need it for the next part of the process. During this process, do not discuss who's at fault or what happened. There's no reason to hash through that. People will want to. They'll be like, oh, what did you do? What were you doing? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Try to avoid all of that. A confrontation at the scene does nobody any good, and you're not going to be the ones who decide who's at fault. So the insurance adjusters for each insurance company involved will get together and they'll look at photos, police report, investigations, witness accounts. All of that stuff will go into determining who is at fault. You will not. So don't get involved in that at the accident scene. And you may also think you're more responsible than what you are. You may be thinking, oh my gosh, I was reaching for the radio when the accident happened, but maybe the other person blew a tire or hit something, or you just don't know what happened. So stay out of the at-fault discussions. There's no reason to commit yourself down a route. Okay. And arguing at the scenes not going to do anybody any good. Don't do that. There's no reason to do that. You want the process because you're going to need information from the other person. So you're going to want that process to be smooth and like friendly as possible. Always wait for the police to arrive, especially if you find someone's confrontational or if they are kind of aggressive or anything. Just wait. The police are going to get there and they'll get all the information to you from the other person. You're not required to get it yourself. You need to document the accident with lots of photos of all cars, objects involved, anything that you see that might be useful. Always, of course, first thinking about your safety. You're going to be around traffic still, and there'll be people who are annoyed at having to slow down and stop and be stuck in traffic. So it may not be a safe place. You can always wait until the police get there before you do those photos. Get a card from the police officer on scene with their name and badge number on it. That way, if there's a problem with the police report, you at least know the human who wrote the report, and you can get it that way as well. If you can, talk to witnesses and get their contact information. The police should be doing that as well. But if you have that information, you can pass on to your insurance company, who may need to contact them. This is especially true in a more serious accident or an accident involving injuries. Injuries ramp up the cost of an accident enormously. They can have year-long consequences for people. So there can be huge medical bills coming out of these things. So make sure to talk to witnesses. The next step is really to notify your insurance company to start the claims process. I would do this just as soon as I can. So I would notify parents or family members, let them know you're okay and what's going on. And your next call would be to your insurance company to start the claim process. They'll have lots of questions for you. They'll also be able to arrange tow trucks oftentimes, and even maybe even a pickup, or start the arranging to get you a rental car, all those things. They'll start their process as soon as you give them a call. Most insurers these days have mobile apps. I would recommend downloading that mobile app today for your insurance company and getting logged in, just so that in the moment of the accident, you're not trying to get a cell signal or trying to figure out your login information. All that will be done for you. You can also usually view your policy in those apps. So they're good to have even before an accident. If your vehicle needs to be towed, arrange with somebody to come pick you up. Make sure you're getting that tow truck contact information for the tow company, because you'll need to find your vehicle soon. And remember that they're going to charge you for the tow and charge you for storage of your vehicle. It could be hundreds of dollars a day. So make sure you're getting on top of all this stuff right away. Your insurance company will also want to know this contact information, because they'll need it in the claims process. All right, a typical claims process. Sorry, it's popped up on the screen all at once. After notifying your insurer that there has been an accident, you're going to fill out a bunch of documents or talk someone through filling out the claims process. You're going to definitely need the location of the accident, police report number, and the tow company's contact information. So you're going to need all of that information so they can find your vehicle and find out information about the accident. Your insurance company will assign to you what's called an insurance adjuster. And this is a person that's going to work with the other insurance companies to determine who's at fault and how much the payout should be on your claim. They can also help you navigate the other insurance company as well, depending on the type of insurance you have. The damage to your vehicle will be assessed by somebody called an appraiser. They go out and they look at the vehicle and they say, oh, look, this and this is damaged. This costs this much to repair. This can't be repaired. This is a total vehicle. They'll make all those determinations, and they work for the insurance company. The next thing will happen is they're going to settle the claim. So they're going to, in a few days, this whole thing should be figured out, and your insurance company will say, hey, here's what the claim's going to be. We'll pay this much for car repair, and then medical bills are going to be covered here and there and all of that stuff. You'll need to then choose a repair shop if your vehicle is being repaired. And you can either choose your own repair shop or you can choose from a list. Most insurance companies have a list. If you use one of their partner repair shops that the insurance company uses frequently, like the payments and everything will be really smooth. They'll send them straight to them. It'll be a smoother process. If you use your own, they might even cut you a check and then you pay the auto repair shop. Okay. And then be prepared to pay your deductible or deductibles. So insurance policies sometimes have multiple deductibles for different types of coverage. So if you're using 2 or 3 types of coverage, you might have a couple deductibles to play. Just be sure to know that you don't have to pay that money up front. If you're unsatisfied with how the process went and you're like, I don't think I got compensated fairly, you can sue the at-fault parties or their insurance companies or even your own insurance company to get more money from them. It's not always successful, but you can talk to a lawyer about the quality of your claim against that. All right, my friends, that was a pretty quick process through that. I hope that was somewhat helpful. If you do get into an accident, if it's a serious accident with damages and injuries, take some time and do a bunch of research on it. It's going to make a big difference over the next couple decades of your life. All right, my friends, have a good one.